Imagination is the essence of discovery.
What's going on, guys? It's the Cavalry. My name is Mike, and today we are taking a look at everyone's favorite gorilla, Winston from Overwatch. That's right, guys, it's time for another character study. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, and let's get right into his origin story. Now, you could assume that since Winston is the only animal character in the game so far, that he would have a pretty interesting storyline. Well, you would be correct. Most of his story doesn't even take place on Earth. In fact, it takes place on Earth's moon. Now, sometime before the Omnic Crisis, an organization was formed called the Horizon Lunar Colony. It was first established in the hopes of reviving an old project of space exploration. Humanity was very interested in space, and they wanted to test the effects of prolonged habitation in space, whether or not we could potentially live in space sometime in the near future. So they started to test the space habitation by sending in genetically enhanced gorillas and seeing if they would survive in space. However, one such gorilla received such rapid brain development from the gene therapy that he actually became the apprentice of Dr. Harold Winston. Now, Harold Winston taught this gorilla everything about science and ended up inspiring him with tales of human creativity. This young gorilla passed time by assisting Dr. Winston in scientist experiments and by looking at Earth through his window, dreaming of what awaited him there. So on one unfortunate day, the plot of Planet of the Apes occurred. All the other gorillas led an uprising. They killed all the mission scientists and claimed the moon for themselves. Winston was devastated by seeing his beloved caretaker killed in front of his eyes. So that young gorilla took the name Winston, built himself a rocket, and escaped to Earth. When he arrived at Earth, he found everything he was looking for. He found an organization that represented everything he had come to admire about humanity. The Overwatch. Winston was finally able to be that heroic idol that he had always wanted to be. But unfortunately, all great things end, and the Overwatch eventually disbanded, and Winston was thrown into pretty much isolation. And now here he is, waiting for those days of heroism to return. And that is Winston's story. So pretty interesting. You got the whole Planet of the Apes happening in there. It takes place on Moon. Very cool. Let me know what you guys think. But for right now, let's go into his abilities. This is everything that you're going to need to know when you jump right into multiplayer. So Winston is actually one of two tank classes in the game. So playing this character, you're probably going to have the most health and are going to be soaking up the most damage from enemy players. Now, jumping right into his first ability, it's the Tesla Cannon. It kind of just seems like a never-ending laser rifle, except for its electricity. There doesn't seem to be any type of reloading. You can just shoot for as long as you hold down the trigger. Now, taking a look at the gameplay here for a second, I just want to admire what they did for Winston in first person. They just added in that small touch of seeing his left gorilla arm like stomping on the ground as you're moving, because you know, gorillas, they walk differently than humans, so it's just a nice small touch and I like seeing that there. Now moving on to his second ability, Jump Pack. This essentially is just a Hulk smash. You're going to use your little jetpack, you're going to leap up into the air for a little bit, and then you're going to land and do a significant amount of damage and stagger your enemies. So pretty cool. It'll definitely help when getting up to those higher ledges, because I'm assuming the gorilla won't be able to jump that high. I know he has a jetpack, but that's probably just implemented into the Jump Pack ability. So let's move on to his third ability, Shield Projector. Now this ability is essentially just putting up a circular bubble around Winston, and it'll protect anybody that's inside it because the bubble will just absorb damage until it's destroyed. We don't really know if it's a timed ability or if the shield will just disappear after it takes a certain amount of damage. But the cool thing about this bubble is not only are the allies protected from inside it, but the allies can also shoot enemies outside while within it. It's very helpful. Will definitely be useful on those defending type game modes, and it'll be pretty essential to have a Winston around basically. Now moving on to his ultimate ability, this is what you saw in the cinematic trailer, so all you enemy players out there, you better not step on his glasses because he will enter Primal Rage. This ability significantly boosts his health and makes him very hard to kill. It essentially strengthens his melee attack and allows him to use his jump ability more frequently. So in this mode, Winston can only use his melee attack and only use his jump pack abilities. So that is all the information we have on Winston. He's pretty interesting, especially in the abilities section. He definitely seems like a very essential character in this team play type game. If you don't have a Winston, if you don't have a good Winston especially, it might cost you the game. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're excited for Overwatch. We'll have plenty more videos here. And of course, hit that like button, show your support. And we'll talk to you later, guys. Peace.